Hello everyone, it's Bernadette, Simply Be Fluid Art from Cape Town. This is certainly not a new technique. It is a paint grenade floating cup that I did with leftover paint. My step-by-step tutorial follows, so please stay tuned and have a look, and you can do it too. But before we get into the video, I wanted to share with you the dried results of my previous videos as well. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to put a link up to this one and the next one so you can go and have a look. My paintings dry absolutely smooth and flat. There's no craters, there's no bumps, and I love how this one turned out. And here's the dried results of the previous video called Igoli. This is my gold on black, golden bloom blowout on a black base. So happy how this one turned out. Just love those golden edges. Beautiful, beautiful, simplistic, classic piece on a 40 by 50 centimeter canvas. So putting up the link for you if you haven't yet seen this. Please subscribe to my channel. Here's your video. So I'm using a black canvas today. It's 30 by 45 centimeters, and I'm going to be using leftover paints from a previous video. Now I've got two large push pins. I'm just pressing that into the side of a paper cup. That's going to hold the paint inside the cup and not let it leak out. But I'm going to be pulling out those pins a little bit later. You'll see what I do. So I need 2 cups of paint, 400 grams for this canvas. And like I said, I'm using leftover paint from a previous pour. So that's a Prussian blue. The only color that I've mixed up for this painting is the white, because I did not have any spare white. And then I'm using some leftover metallic gold, as well as some deep sky. I've also got some cerulean blue. This is a cerulean blue from Montmartre, and then I've got a cerulean blue from Dala. Both cerulean blue, but different shades. I'm going to layer those colors now into both cups. I'm going to layer both cups in the same order, and I'm starting with the white. Now I have added a few drops of Montmartre silicone oil to the blue colors. I have not added the oil to the whites and the golds. Only the blue paint colors have about 2 drops of silicone in them to create the cells when we flip these cups over and release those pins to release the paint on the canvas. So filling up those cups, layering those colors, I did about 2 layers. So I'm going to fast track you through the layering process so that we get to the most important part of this video. All right, we are at the point where we are about to flip over those cups. The first cup, I'm going to show you that I actually turn over the canvas on top of the cup and then I switch them back down. So the second cup is where you have to put on your bravery shoes and flip that with your hand. I'm happy with that flip. You can see that the push pins are still inserted into the sides of the cup. I used paper cups to make it fairly easy to push those pins through, and just giving the paint a little bit of time to settle to the bottom. About a minute or so is you can let it stand on the canvas for a minute, and now I'm going to release and pull out those push pins, and you will see that the paint automatically starts to spill out from the bottom and that cup starts to move on the canvas, hence the paint grenade floating cup I absolutely love this part of this painting, and I'm definitely going to do it on a much bigger canvas, but with many floating cups. So stay tuned for that. I will also do a video on that one. So I'm going to give it a little bit of assistance, just pushing that cups around, releasing the paint, and then I'm going to tilt and stretch that paint out a little bit to fill up the surface of the canvas. I'm not yet pushing that paint over the edges. I'm just covering the surface of my canvas before I'm going to torch. Now the heat of the torch will bring that oil to the surface, and it's going to create beautiful cells for us with the help of this silicone oil. Now I'm going to lift the canvas once again, and I'm going to rock it side to side, or walk the paint. So just the motion of the rocking of the canvas and pushing that paint from one side to another helps you to open up those cells. Now, at the same time, I'm also watching my composition. So you cannot just swoosh the paint and try and get it over the sides. You have to really be meticulous about your swaying or your tilting. You've got to watch your paint. I used a little tweezer there because there was a blob of paint that was stuck. You've got to remove these blobs. They are dried paint. Remove them as soon as you spot them because they can distort your composition. So I'm continuing to rock my canvas so that I'm able to stretch out my cells, and all this time I am still keeping my eye on the parts that I like, the parts that I don't like. Now this is in real time because I want you to see that the process is not a rushed process. Please take your time. Make sure that your paint is stretching over the canvas whilst you are also looking out for those dried paint blobs. They do occur. Sometimes it's the paint, sometimes it's the pouring medium. So just be careful of them and take them out as soon as you spot them. Now I continue to tilt the canvas all the time, making sure that I am watching my composition. Covering the edges, making sure that the corners are covered with paint, and then making sure that there's balance and composition that really speaks to the eye. For me, a painting needs to be visually pleasing before I'm going to set it down and call it quits. So continue to work with your painting. I'm continuing to rock and walk so that I'm able to open up those cells. Now, please don't, when you do this, please do not tilt all your paint off the canvas. It really is a skill to understand, when you need to set your painting down. When is it complete? People have a tendency to want to tilt off all of that paint, and you really don't have to. The canvas needs the paint to maintain the integrity of your painting so that you end up with something that is pleasing. Now I'm happy with that. It looks like an undersea eruption. I'm so pleased with this painting. Let me give you a close-up view. So my good people, this is your close-up. I really hope that you have enjoyed my video, that you feel inspired to also do this paint grenade floating cup. and that you will willingly share your results with me. I have a Facebook page, Simply Be Fluid Art. You can go and check it out there, and do subscribe to my channel. So do take care until I chat to you again on my next video. Bye.